Casablanca is my favorite Humphrey Bogart movie. I've seen he did one in Africa, right? I saw that Africa one. I saw the one where he's on the U-boat. But I have to rewatch those. Like Key Largo, I have to rewatch, and Maltese Falcon, I have to rewatch. Those four that I mentioned are all great movies. Now, Casablanca is actually my favorite of the Bogart movies. And this was the inspiration for Indiana Jones. Okay, his character in this movie is the inspiration for the character that Harrison Ford played as Indiana Jones. And one of the changes they made in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and what I like about Casablanca, this is why I like Casablanca, the characters in it, more than Raiders of the Lost Ark. It actually is a much better movie than Raiders of the Lost Ark. But one thing about Raiders of the Lost Ark that I'm super critical about is the choice in the woman, that actress who plays his lover in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And at first when I saw the movie, I liked her, but they had picked a feminist character in Indiana Jones, right? In Raiders of the Lost Ark. That character, opposite of Harrison Ford in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the female character, his lover is like a feminist. It's a very Kathleen Kennedy, female Rey, right, from the Star Wars sequels types of character. Here in Casablanca, Ingrid Bergman, she is very feminine. Her character is very feminine. So that's what I love about Casablanca. We get a very feminine character in Ingrid Bergman. And it's about... Casablanca was a place where people would go and they would smuggle them off to America during World War II, right? So the Nazis were taking over during World War II, and Casablanca was a club that Humphrey Bogart ran so he could smuggle illegal aliens into the U.S. So this movie is super relevant today. And the police in the area are killing anybody who doesn't have their papers of citizenship. And so I really love this movie. And the version they have on streaming is the DVD version. So this 4K brings the digital code so you could scan it onto the Movies Anywhere app. And you have your own 4K copy on the app, right? And then it brings the Blu-ray and it brings the 4K. I got it for like $10 from the Prime Day pickups. So definitely a classic. The 4K restoration is incredible. One thing that I will say is that if you are streaming 4K, make sure your 4K player is in the HDMI 2.0 port or the 2.1. Your 4K TVs have two different. The 4K TVs have two different HDMI ports, and one of them is just for your 4K player. Okay, so the HDMI port that you connect your PS5 or your 4K player to is the HDMI 2 port. Okay, the HDMI port will play your 4K disc, but the HDR, and the extra effects that make 4K magic will not appear. So just make sure of that, and that your HDMI cable is connected to the HDMI 2.1 port. And pick this up now on Prime Day. It's at a really good price. And if you are a cinema buff, this one is a must watch.